What's up everyone, my name's Mitch and today we're going to be talking all about folic acid. This is part of a series of supplements that, according to scientific literature, demonstrate the most promising results for your overall health. As always, before we begin, there'll be timestamps here at the beginning of the video, so feel free to jump around to whatever interests you the most. So folic acid is also known as vitamin B9. So you may hear a couple of different terms, either folic acid or folate, and for all intensive purposes, these two terms are equivocal. Folic acid is actually, for the most part, manufactured, and it's more readily absorbed by your body. When it's absorbed by your body, it converts into the more natural state called folate. Again, not really relevant. The important thing to understand is that folic acid is folate and vice versa. Folic acid actually has very important functions throughout your body. These include making red blood cells, making brain cells, as well as making 2 of the 4 major subcomponents of DNA. DNA is the genetic material that all of your cells are composed of in your body. So when is folic acid used as a supplement? Folic acid isn't really recommended as a normal daily supplement, as we primarily get enough folic acid from the food that we eat. More on that in a minute. Folic acid supplementation is usually seen in pregnant women, and it's recommended to take both pre-pregnancy and during pregnancy. Why is it so important that pregnant women take folic acid at these times? Well, just like we talked about before, folic acid is required to not only make DNA, but also to make specific cell types in your body. And during the time of pregnancy, there's kind of a lot of cells being made because you're creating another human being. And it turns out creating another human being takes a lot of cells and DNA to do. Therefore, a lot of folic acid is required at these specific times. Without enough folic acid, the baby will not develop properly. Therefore, if you don't get enough folic acid, a few different things can happen. The biggest and most common thing seen with lack of folic acid in babies is something that's called a neural tube defect. And this is just a fancy word for saying that the baby's spinal cord and brain won't develop properly. A few other things include anemia, which is too few red blood cells. And this is a problem because not enough red blood cells throughout the baby's circulation won't allow the baby to have enough oxygen. Another thing is cleft lip or cleft palate, where the baby's mouth doesn't quite develop the way it should, as well as something called an atrial septal defect. And this is actually a small hole between the left and right upper chambers of the baby's heart. If you're pregnant or planning to become pregnant, please consult with your local healthcare provider about folic acid supplementation. If you want to make sure that you're getting enough folic acid without taking it in a supplemental form, I'm going to give you several foods that you can consume on a daily basis to make sure you're getting adequate folic acid levels in your body. Some of the major foods that contain lots of folic acid are peanuts, avocados, asparagus, chicken liver, eggs, cabbage, and spinach. Again, there are a bajillion different foods that have trace amounts of folic acid in them. And if you don't like any of the foods that I listed, you can always Google foods that have high concentrations of folic acid. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you have any additional questions about folic acid, please leave a comment down below. Again, thank you, and I will catch you all on the next one.